fish waste, which is ammonia. So, little goldfish in here. There's a few. This, I'll end up probably putting another, I need probably about another 15 pounds of fish. And there's a ratio of gallons of water to fish for the overall system. So in this entire system, there's 1,000 gallons of water here. Huh. So there's 250, 260 roughly here, 50, 30, 30, another 90 underneath of the bed there, 140, 200, 200. And I mean, if you add it all up, it's close to 1,000 gallons of water. Huh. So fish, the byproduct of fish is ammonia. So the ammonia breaks down when it's exposed to air through a nitrisis cycle, and it creates nitrites and nitrates. That's what the plants eat. So that's how this whole thing works. So this water is constantly coming in, it's overflowing. The weight of the water pushes down against the bottom. It comes up through this pipe, this SLO, solid lifting overflow. And so any effluent settles on the bottom and it gets sucked up through this pipe, which discharges into that big filter right there. So every day I come in and I pull off the fish effluent off the fish tube. And now that's highly enriched nitrogen, and I have gardeners now asking me for my fish water. So I've dumped it on their gardens because it's all highly enriched nitrogen. So once the fish poo is, it basically just settles here. It's a combination filter in here. You can't really see, it's all covered up inside, but basically this 2-inch pipe goes down to the bottom, comes back up, and there's a deflector pan on top of it, and so it deflects the effluent back down. The flow rate in which it goes through here, it allows it to settle. So this is the main filter. There's a secondary particulate filter there. And then when I add nutrients, I guess it would help if I pull these lids off. When I add nutrients, this is my buffering tank. So this is my pre-mixer. So the whole process of the ammonia nitrisis cycle only gives me 10 to 13 of the elements that are needed for the plants. I have to add sometimes supplements, potassium a lot of time, sodium, sometimes iron. Tomatoes are very ravenous, so they'll pull up most of the nutrients. So I have to add some nutrients, and so that's my mixing tank there. So this whole thing, all the water goes through all these filters, and it drops down into this sump down here, which is where the pump is. So all the water circulates through this entire system, collects back down in that sump. So it comes in here, goes out there. This water comes in here, goes down to the end, and it drains out here. See, these just float on the water. See the roots? It just floats on water. So the roots absorb the nutrients, which is how we are able to plant stuff so condensely together. And because we can plant these plants this close together, because the nutrients bring the plants, I can grow up to 10 times more food per square foot than soil. So these 200 plants will outdo 10 of these plots out there. This is just 200 plants. So when I'm done here, I'm going to add another 24 feet on the back here. I'll have 800 plants running in the system. 600 is going to be on that side and 200 on this side. And I'm not even counting tomatoes and peppers. But that's how the whole system works. It's fish water. This is hydroponics. It's aquaculture, so the combination of the two is how we get the name of aquaponics. So yeah, the action of plants and water is hydroponics. So in this bed, we have, I've got about 5 different varieties of lettuce. I'm trying to figure out what's going to work well. Those roots, look how pretty those are. Nice and clean.
Wow. Sorry. That's unbelievable.
These plants are a few weeks old, and yeah, they just they really thrive very, very well. These are.
And so you just say cutting, and you can just propagate this for a long time.
Well, these are seeds. These are all from seed.
And he transplanted all these in here last Sunday, and they were about that size when he transplanted them. Yeah. So they've grown that much in a week.
They really do.
Okay.
So.
That's heavy sound release.
So one of these rafts, how much is it going to produce? How many people can it be?
Okay. So this raft has about 100 plant sites in it. And so if it's loaded with romaine, that would feed, let's do the math, 250 people. 250 salads just with this one bed.
And you're gonna stagger it, right? So like.
So at a time, right? So each one of these rafts is 30 plants. So every week we would harvest 30 plants. That would feed roughly 60 to 70 people.
So to clarify, when you say raft, this one piece right here is not a raft. Oh,
this one raft.
So you have 4 raft in the 4x8.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's approximately
30 plants per.
28 to 30 plants per raft.
So 100 to 120 per bed.
Yes. This one's got about 120. This is a 90. These are bigger, so it takes up more space. So they're only 30, 60, 90. No, I'm sorry, it's 120. 30, 60, 90 in this quarter.
What you're saying about bigger? These are 1 inch.
These are 1 inch, right?
These are 2 inch.
Right.
And so, what's the difference? Why would you pick 1 inch versus 2 inch?
So, good question. So, this is just a different seeding, as we talked about earlier. The grow down or this rock wool. This is currently what I'm using for my nursery, and they sit quite nicely in here. These don't require such a large root mass. They don't generate a big, huge root mass, so they don't really require a whole lot. The tomatoes, however, will grow a huge root mass, and so they need more surface area. So the bigger the pot, these 2 inch pots will allow a greater absorption. Ideally, the greater the root area that you get, the quicker and more hardly the plant matures. So I may actually in time convert all these to 2 inch pots.
And so you'd mentioned a while ago that you can grow how much more per square foot here versus out there?
So traditionally, water-based hydroponics and aquaponics will grow up to 8 to 10 times more food per square foot.
But in the same time?
Actually, it grows faster because you're bringing the nutrients to the roots about 30% faster. So we're adding air to the system. That's these air lines over here. In the bottom of these beds, they have air stones in them. So we're providing dissolved oxygen. The warmer the water gets, the less oxygen it holds. So we have to add some air in here. But because the water is being constantly replenished, it brings the nutrients to the roots. So they will produce about 30% faster.
More people.
You're providing all of this food. You're donating all this food. What would be I know you can't quantify a cost, but if you could, what would you estimate you're feeding all of these people for?
So I buy seeds. It's about $2.50 a pack. It's about 250 seeds, depending upon the germination rate. Let's just say I get 200 plants out of that, out of $2.50 seeds. So,
and back to what we were talking about a while ago with how much you can produce out of here and that cost of the initial $4,000, but in 1 year you can produce a lot. Next year it doesn't require any more other than just the maintenance.
yes, that's correct.
So year after year you don't have any more investment other than the upkeep, just regular maintenance.
Hey.
Welcome.
Yes, very nice.
Are you going to apply to pursue funds again, please? Please, thank you.
Sure. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
As far as from Lewisville Soup and the funds that were provided, do you feel like they were utilized effectively?
Me?
I mean,
Me?
did he do a good job with this?
Yes, absolutely, 100%, yes.
It helped go a long way. It helped us get this
It's
to where it
amazing.
is. So it was a good time for them.
I think that, money's one thing, but I think that so people know what you're doing and what you're up to. I think that's. I know that you were one of the first people, but I think the more people know that what you're doing and what the mission
Morning.
is, I think the better.
Yes.
Smile for the camera.
Hi, Bob. I'm Bill Miller,
Hi, Bill.
Kenny?
the president over here of the Rich Lubke Community Organic Garden.
Excellent. Thanks, Bill.
We've been here 10 years starting this year.
Awesome. We're just taking a little video to add to the website just so whenever people come, they get a little bit of an idea of what's in here. It's hard to figure out when they just look on the outside, right?
We're happy to have TC here to start an aquaponic garden done the correct way. It's unbelievable how much produce or plants are growing. So by the spring and especially the summer, they'll be full grown, ready to harvest.
we will have already harvested these. These will be mature in about 30 days.
This
if
lettuce?
that. Yes. This is romaine. Most of this is romaine.
Okay.
And romaine, I've got some basil. I've got about 4 or 5 different varieties. I'm just trying to see what is going to be the most productive here. So I've got some Simpson, I've got some Landis, some buttercrest.
Okay. You got, will you plant any larger vegetations like squash or eggplants or even just tomatoes? Oh,
So that's the purpose of this bed service. It serves two functions. It's part of this is how the whole ammonia process works. It breaks down the nitricycle cycle.
okay.
And let me cover this up. I don't want algae to be growing. It's or asparagus I'm going to be planting in here. So the big stocked plants like peppers, tomatoes, basil need this kind of structure.
Okay.
Lettuce does not. So lettuce will grow just right here.
Okay.
So once these tomatoes get, they're ready to be transplanted now. They'll go over here.
But I see these are, the tomato plants are in pods.
Yes, they start over here.
Once they start maturing, do you take them out of the pod, or they
No,
just,
the roots go right to the
the
bottom.
roots will grow right through it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Just go
Oh,
to
I
the
see.
bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
How can people help you?
So, several things we need. We need volunteers. When we start producing, we are going to need people to plant. Transplanting takes a while, and then harvesting. When we expand out, I'm going to need some help building. We have to strip the ground and build the next hoop set.
When are you thinking you're going to be?
As soon as I'm told I'm allowed to do so.
Hint, 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 hint.
And
Is that okay
always
with you?
they can donate money.
Right.
It helps to
Thank you.
operating costs and
Fun.
additional, anything else that gets built on.
So,
The more that he can replicate this, the more food it'll be able to produce.
Right. Very good.
Thank you, Kenny. I always forget about the money.
He's got a problem asking for the money. I got no problem because it doesn't run unless it keeps getting funded. Right?
Can we talk to Rich a little bit?
How many hours does this take of your life? Now that it's running.
I come in and just check on everything. I feed the fish. I can get it out here in about 15 minutes. When I'm transplanting, about an hour of my time a day. When I'm harvesting goes really fast. I just dump them in these bins. I hose them off, and that makes it real quick.
Oh yeah, right.
So I just had a meeting here with the Upper Trinity Regional Water District employees, and we got our heads together and said that it's okay for you to expand.
Excellent.
So
That's good
this
news.
is an official notice.
Great, thank you. That's awesome.
That you
Great.
go ahead and extend your
Fantastic.
hoop garden, aquaponic and hydroponic
Great.
out here.
That's great. I'm glad I never finished this wall, so
Yeah.
it works out.
Yay!
Yeah, we're
That's
excited.
excellent.
We're just grateful that we have the first of all that we have the land, the opportunity to to be here, and now that the system is here and it's running, now we have the opportunity to help people. I mean, that's really that's why we're doing it. It's just to help people.
So back to what you was asking about the volunteers. I know you were looking for vets, or disabled vets. Is that,
So our
is that
motto is,
materializing?
it is, but we can always take more. We always
Okay.
need more help.
It's not a requirement to be a vet to
It's
help.
not a requirement, but
Yeah.
so we're vets helping vets, or vets growing for vets.
Okay.
These are our. So, as a chief in the Navy, it was my responsibility, my job, my honor to take care of my folks. And so now that I'm no longer in the service, this is a way I can help take care of my fellow brothers. So,
Okay, excellent.
yeah, so it's just my way of giving back.
Sorry, we're trying to get the video on the website and YouTube channel. But just in the last couple of weeks, Chief and I started working on this last year, and then we had some personal things that happened and all that. And when we re-engaged, it seems like in the last 30 days or so, it's like things are just falling into place. Synergy with other veteran organizations.
Right.
We've had them reach out to us, other veterans, just through our LinkedIn connections and stuff.
Right.
So I don't know why all of a sudden it's magical, but again, with y'all's donation and allowing the expansion, it just seems like everything's falling into place now. So
It's come at a good time.
you going?
Hi, my name's Nicole Franczvai, and I'm a teacher, but I also do Lewisville Soup. Lewisville Soup is a microfinance dinner where the community is invited. They all put money in a a pile, and ideas are presented. And TC and Veteran Soup was our first winner, and he walked away with about $540 to help sustain what he has been working on. And
So why are you here today?
I'm here today because he invited us, and I wanted to see the impact of what all he has done, how we benefited him.
And have you been here before?
I've not. I've driven by. I knew this was his tent because of the picture on Facebook, but I haven't ever been in this space.
And so of the donation or of the prize that he won last year, do you feel like he's utilized the money well?
Absolutely. 1,000 times over. I think, of course, it was just a small amount compared to what he puts in, and time, of course, is the most important thing, but he just told me that they were able to buy some batteries and the solar panel with the donations, so that's really wonderful.
That's important out here since there's no electricity, so that's what helps maintain this whole system. So what else could you tell us about Lewisville Soup if you want to get more people involved?
It's completely community driven. Anybody with an idea can apply. Anybody who needs support, anybody who needs financial support, or just the ability to get their idea out to the community, right? They fill out a very simple questionnaire, and then we meet up for dinner, and those ideas are shared with the community, and that's the real valuable part, right? You're telling everybody what your vision is, or what you're working on, or what you hope to work on, and then at the end of that, people vote, and one person in that in those presenters is supported with a financial donation. But what it's really about is all these people coming together to support all of these different ideas, and people have been helped, even though they don't win, they've been helped in different ways. So that's really the magic of it.
And how often do y'all meet?
Well, on Monday we're meeting with the city council to see if we can have the house again. So we do it 4 times a year.
Okay.
But the city council hopefully will approve us to use the house again for 2020.
Okay, and does that mean that these presentations are given 4 times a year and 4 prizes are given out, or 4 times a year you get together and then there's one at the end?
4 times a year, 4 prizes are given out.
Okay.
So the first soup that we did was the largest amount. It was $540, but every single time people get up and they walk away with the amount of money.
Well, and you said that this also helps get them exposure to their cause and things like that. So do you guys have a website and all that you promote these businesses?
Well, it's all over Facebook.
Okay.
I don't quite have a website. I don't think for what Lewisville Soup is. For what Lewisville Soup is, I don't think that a formal website would be the best. This is more about, hey guys, we're meeting at this date. Hey guys, go find your friends, find the people with the ideas, tell them,
So it's more like a Facebook group that you join?
It is a Facebook group, yeah.
Okay,
It's just called Lewisville Soup.
Okay, excellent. Anything else you'd like to tell people about Lewisville Soup?
If you have a Friday night to come out and hear ideas, or if you have an idea that you want to support, or you need funding, please, I beg of you, please come and join us.
Okay, and so do you have a website or a Facebook address for them to get? How do they find you?
Just search Lewisville Soup on Facebook, and the group will come up. It's the
Okay,
only
great.
group.
Nicole, thanks for being here. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Hi.
Okay,
Hi,
go.
Kenny. I'm Bill Miller with the Rich Lubke Community Organic Garden. I'm the president. We have a operations manager, and Rich Lubke himself is still around, the emeritus. However, we have 2.5 acres and 60 garden plots that we lease out $20 per plot a year to gardeners that want to come grow produce. But it is mainly to fund fresh food, fresh produce to the Salvation Army of Lewisville.
Excellent. How long has the garden been here?
The garden's been here, we started in 2011 was the start, so we're going on our 9th year.
Okay, and have you been president the whole time?
No, I haven't. Sort of president by default.
No.
Our parent organization is Nightlight Charities Incorporated. Nightlight was started in 2007, so Nightlight Charities is a nonprofit organization to help those people most in need. We help those people through our sponsors like the Salvation Army, Peter Place, CASA, or church groups that come across people that need a loan or need some money fast, like within a few days, so to prevent them from being evicted.
Oh, wow.
And there's other programs that will try to help them. But Nightlight Charities is the only one that you submit the case to us, our board of directors. We have about 13, and we approve it, and we get them a check within the day or 2 days.
Excellent organization.
And from Nightlight Charities, that's where the Rich Lubke spun off and developed the garden. Rich Lubke is the president of the board of directors for the Upper Trinity.
Excellent. And so what's your opinion of what the chief's done here with this garden?
This has been amazing. I met TC back, I guess, when he first wanted to get started.
It's been a couple years now.
In 2017, and we were sort of questionable. Wanted to let the Upper Trinity know what was going on, and they were hesitant. And other people were saying, well, it really doesn't conform to our typical soil type garden, but let's go ahead and give it a try. And you know, and I've seen it several times before now, and it's amazing. But this is probably the most detailed tour that I've gotten, and see.
Well, I'm grateful that
just
you
how
could
it
stop by
can-
us. I appreciate your time.
to see how it can expand.
And you guys just made an announcement a few minutes ago. I've got it on a different video there that you voted to let TC go ahead and expand this garden.
That's right. TC made a request to the RLCOG, Rich Lubke Community Organic Garden, to expand his hoop house to the east and take up 2 more plots. And so we gave him approval to go ahead and expand the hoop plots to put in more beds.
That's excellent. Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate your time today.
Okay, thank
you,
you.
Bill.